everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this really pretty beginner plus baby blanket pattern. It's currently a free pattern on my blog, and you can find all the directions for this pattern in the description box below. So some of the things you're going to need for this pattern is you're going to need a number 3 lightweight yarn. I chose to work with Lion Brand Kobu yarn. It's this really pretty soft and squishy number 3 lightweight yarn. It also has a gorgeous sheen to it. Okay, you're also going to need a 4.0 millimeter hook, a pair of scissors, and a darning needle. So let's get started. So before we begin, I quickly want to go over the construction of this pattern. It's very easy since it's a blanket. We are going to be using the shell stitch, which is a multiple of 4 plus 1. So even though I'm making a baby blanket size, you can totally make it any size that you want to as long as you follow the multiple. Once we've crocheted the blanket, then it's time to add our tassels. Okay, you're going to need a total of 4 tassels. All right, and then we're going to be adding the tassels to each corner of the blanket. And that's it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. To begin our pattern, you want to chain 125. I'm just going to be making a swatch since we're just going to be using one stitch, and this one stitch just has a couple of repeat rows. Okay, so I chained a total of 21, but for the baby blanket pattern, you want to chain 125. Okay, and once you have done that, you want to go ahead and create 4 double crochets in the 5th chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so to create a double crochet, you want to yarn over, insert your hook into the chain, yarn over again, pull through. You should have 3 loops on your hook. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over, pull through the first 2. Yarn over, pull through the last 2. And that's how you create a double crochet. So let's go ahead and create 3 more double crochets for a total of 4. Okay, so let's go ahead and create our second one. Our third one. And our 4th one. Alright, so it should look something like this. And once we've done that, you want to go ahead and skip your next 3 chains. So 1, 2, and 3, and you want to create 4 more double crochets in that 4th chain. Okay, so go ahead and create 4 more double crochets. All right. Okay, so your pattern or your first row should look like this. All right. And let's go ahead and skip 3 more chains. 1, 2, 3, and create 4 more double crochets. And this is pretty much it for the first row until we get to our last couple of chains. Okay, I do have a full video tutorial for this stitch if you want a little bit more detail. All right. Okay. Skip our next 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and go ahead and create 4 more double crochets in the 4th chain. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. So we're here at our last couple of chains, okay, and you should have 4 chains left. 1, 2, 3, 4. What you want to do is you want to skip your next 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and then the last chain you want to double crochet 3 times. Okay, so go ahead and find your last chain and double crochet 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. All right, so your first row, so the first row of your blanket will look like this. Okay, All right, so let's move on to row 2. For row 2, you simply want to chain 1, turn our work, so now we're working on the back side. Okay, get ready to have a lot more yarn. Okay. All right, so row 2 is very easy because we're simply going to be single crocheting all the way across. So once you've chained your 1, you want to single crochet in the first stitch. Okay, so go ahead and insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. You should have 2 loops on your hook, 1, 2. Yarn over one more time and pull through the last 2 loops, and that's how you create a single crochet. Okay, so continue to do this all the way across. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will meet you at the end. Alright, so I'm here at my end now. Okay, and your last single crochet is going to be in our turning chain from the previous row. So go ahead and make 1 single crochet in that last chain. Okay, so you should have something that's starting to look like this now. Now it's time to work on row 3. Okay, so for row 3, you want to go ahead and chain 3. Okay, and once you've chained 3, go ahead and flip your work. And now we want to skip our first stitch, and we want to create 2 double crochets in the following stitch. Okay, so in that second stitch, go ahead and create 2 double crochets. Okay, next we want to skip our next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and we want to go ahead and make 4 double crochets in that 4th stitch. All right, so go ahead and make 4 double crochets. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this now. Now you want to skip another 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and create another 4 double crochets. And that's pretty much the pattern for this row, okay, until your last couple of stitches. All right, let's skip our 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and create 4 double crochets in that next stitch. All right, you should have something that looks like this now. All right, let's skip our next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and let's go ahead and make 4 double crochets in the next stitch. All right, so we're here at our last 2 single crochets, and all we want to do is skip the next single crochet. Okay, so the single crochet from the previous row. So we're going to skip our next 2 stitches, and we're going to make 1 double crochet in that last stitch. Okay. All right, so you should have something like this. Okay, so for now for row 4, we're simply going to be repeating row 2. So you want to chain 1, turn your work, and we're going to make single crochets all the way across. Okay, so in that first stitch, go ahead and create your first single crochet. All right, and then continue on with your other single crochets. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, so I'm here at my end now, and all we want to do is make one single crochet in that turning chain from the previous row, okay? So it's this one right here. And this can be a little tricky, so take your time, okay? There is no rush. All right, so you should have something that looks like this now. Okay, so now we're going to start row 5, and after we do row 5, it's just going to be a series of repeats. Okay, so for row 5, go ahead and chain 3, turn our work. Okay, and now we're going to skip our first 3 stitches, so our first 3 single crochets from the previous row. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to create 4 double crochets in the next stitch. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, it should look like this. All right, so now we need to skip the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and create another 4 double crochet. All right, and this is the pattern for the 5th row. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish our last double crochet here. All right, skip our next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and create 4 more double crochets. Okay, skip our next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and create 4 more double crochets. Okay, we're here at our last couple of stitches, and all we want to do is we are going to skip our next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to create 3 double crochets in that last stitch. Okay, the last single crochet from the previous row. Oops, there we go. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay. All right. So this is what your blanket should start looking like. Okay, of course yours will be a lot longer since I'm just making a swatch. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to continue repeating rows 2 through 5 until row 78. Okay, so row 6 through row 78 will just be a simple repeat of rows 2 through 5, and your last row will be a single crochet row. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will meet you back here. Okay, so now it's time for our tassels. So once you've completed your full blanket and you've weaved in your end, it's time to add our tassels. Now you are going to need a total of 4, one for each corner of the blanket. Okay, you're also going to need your darning needle. Now if you don't know how to make one of these tassels, I do have a full video that explains how to do this. I'll go ahead and link it in the description box below. All right, let's get started. So go ahead and grab the top strands of your tassel, okay, and go ahead and split them apart. Grab your darning needle, insert your yarn through your darning needle. Okay, once you've done that, it should look like this. Okay, so now you want to grab the corner of your blanket, okay, and we're just going to find the edge here. And go ahead and insert your darning needle at the edge. Okay, so go ahead and pick a stitch and just insert your darning needle through. Okay, all the way. So it's like this. Go ahead and take your darning needle out. Okay, so now we should have something that looks like this. Okay, one strand is going to be separate and then the other one is going to be like this. Okay, now simply just tie a knot. And I like to tie 3 knots just to make sure it's nice and secure. So there's 1 knot. My second one. And my last one. Okay, and that's it. That's how you add a tassel to your blanket. Now what you want to do is you want to go ahead and weave these 2 pieces in. And what I like to do is, and what I found works best for me is, I like to work this strand or this piece of yarn on this side. Okay, I'll work it all the way in, and I like to do this one on this side. And this way, or I think it's nice and secure if you do it like that. But that's just my opinion, okay? You can choose to do it however you would like. All right, and that's how you add a tassel to your blanket. Okay, so once you've added your last tassel to your blanket, just make sure to weave in your ends, and then that's it. Now you have a really cute baby blanket. You can find all the pattern details in the description box below. It'll have a link to the free pattern. There's also a PDF version available if you would like that. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed making this pattern with me, and don't forget to subscribe.